Hey, what's up everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Gwent, and today we're going to be playing more of the dual casting seasonal event, which is an alternate game mode in which the first time on our turn that we play a special card, we spawn and create a copy of that special card, meaning that we have a ton of special card combos that we can play. Today we're going to be playing a deck that has insane damage, capable of destroying every single unit on our opponent's side. That means it might be the strongest deck in this seasonal event, so let's give it a look. So today we'll be playing a Pincer Maneuver Northern Realms deck that focuses on dealing as much damage as possible with mages. The centerpiece of the deck is going to be the Cintrian Spellweaver that got reworked with this patch, and it used to be that it only gained a charge whenever we played a mage. However, after this patch, it also gains a charge when we play a spell, and because we play twice as many spells in the seasonal event, that makes this card extremely powerful. So that means we're going to create as many copies of this card as we can, and play as many spells as we can to get these guys charged up and deal tons of damage. The way that we'll do that is by playing Reinforcements, which is a special card, so we play it twice, so we get to create 2 additional copies of the Spellweavers, as well as Runeword, which got a significant rework, where it now creates and plays a Bronze Northern Realms Mage and gives it a shield. This card is fantastic, because since it's a spell, it gives our Spellweavers 1 charge, and we play it twice, so they gain 2 charges. And then it creates a Mage, both of which also give the Spellweavers charges, so that means playing 1 Runeword gives us 4 charges for each Spellweaver. And then, not to mention, the Spellweaver is a Northern Realms Mage, so there is a good chance, although not guaranteed, that we actually get the option to create additional Spellweavers using Runeword. Then with Triss Telekinesis, we can create and play a copy of a bronze special card, so ideally we'd get to play 2 Runewords, so that again we can create more of the Spellweavers and give them tons of charges. So that's the round 1 strategy. Then in round 2 or round 3, we'll use Princess Pavetta to get all those Spellweavers from our graveyard back into our deck, and use the double copies of Oneiromancy and Amphibious Assault to get all those Spellweavers from our deck onto the playing field. And once we've done that, it is going to be far too much damage for our opponents to handle. So now I'll flip through the deck to show you everything that we have. And we also have Gerhart of Aelle, which is one of the new cards from this expansion. Also a mage, so again, powers up those Spellweavers. And his ability is that he will create and play a 4 provision cost spell. So again, the opportunity to charge up those Spellweavers. However, patience means that every turn that we wait before we play that order ability, that number goes up by 1. So if we play it immediately, it's a 4 provision cost spell. If we wait 1 turn, it becomes a 5 provision cost spell. And if we wait 2 turns, it becomes a 6 provision cost spell. And if we do that, then it can potentially become Runeword, in which case, again, we have the potential to create even more Spellweavers. Land of 1,000 Fables is a convenient way to get some of our tutor cards or other useful specials. Yennefer Conjurer is another source of damage, and when combined with our Spellweavers, we can use our Spellweavers to even out the amount of strength that all our opponent's units have, and then use Yennefer Conjurer to damage all of those units simultaneously, making it even easier for us to destroy all of them. Necromancy, in case those Spellweavers do get destroyed, allows us to play them from our graveyard back onto the playing field. Because it gives them Doomed, we want to save this for round 3, otherwise we aren't going to be able to use Pavetta to bring them from our graveyard back into our deck. And similar story with Pact here, also a spell, so useful in that case, and gives us a boost of 6, which is not bad for a 4 provision cost card, but because of that Doomed, we want to make sure that we're not using that on Spellweavers, at least not on round 1 or round 2, otherwise it can stop us from using Pavetta to its maximum potential. Aretuza Adept also got reworked, and now gets boosted whenever our Patience gets triggered, so that's coming from Gerhart, as well as some other cards that we're going to look at in just a second. Kaedweni Knight is a card that we want to keep in our deck, and because we have so many tutors, if we run out of Spellweavers to summon, next on the list is probably these Knights. Then Ard Student is another one of the cards that has Patience. This is another one of the new cards, and so starts off with 0 damage, but the longer we wait, the more that damage number goes up, and that means that gives us even more damage. Because it's a mage, it also powers up those Spellweavers, so it all works very well together. However, if we have our Aretuza Adepts out there, then we might just deliberately not play this order, allow it to become more powerful, and let the Aretuza Adepts get boosted in the process. Then Ard Tutor, once upon a time, I think was considered one of the worst cards in the game. It may be a little bit better now, what with all the new mages. And, of course, because it is a mage itself, it does boost those Spellweavers, so it's a card that we'd rather not have to play. We'd like to keep it in our deck, but worst comes to worst, it does give us some value. So there's a look at the deck, and like I said, the amount of damage potential that we have is absolutely off the charts. So I'm really excited to get the chance to show you. So let's go see it in action. Alright, so going against Syndicate here. And they'll go first. And let's get rid of the Spellweavers because I think we want to tutor them instead. And let's get rid of you. Okay, as their Javits, so they're getting out their Defender first. In the melee row. Okay, so they're probably looking to set something up there. Let's get our damage out here, though. Get Spellweaver number 1. And Spellweaver number 2. And by using Amphibious Assault to get them, they're up to 8, so they're much harder to get rid of. Okay, Iteran, this could very well be the thing that they were trying to protect with those defenders. Let's use our leader ability here, and I want to get reinforcements into our hand to create more of these Spellweavers. Let's get rid of the Kaedweni Knight, because we don't want that in our hand. Then let's play reinforcements to create more copies of the Spellweavers. And those will give our existing Spellweavers more charges. So that means we already have enough to remove both the defenders. Not enough to destroy Iteran yet, but we'll start damaging him at the very least. Okay, Smuggle. This does spawn some units. That does mean that their Iteran combo is starting to work for them. But we should be able to shut it off this turn. Let's use Runeword here, and we're looking for more Spellweavers, ideally, although we didn't get one here. I guess Ard Student's probably the next best. It is still a spell, and then we do still summon a mage. And I guess, second time round, no better luck. But at the very least, we are loading up on additional charges for our existing Spellweavers. Which should definitely give us enough to remove Iteran now. But even remove the units that they've spawned in as well. We have enough for Azar Javid himself. Looks like it. Yeah. And we still have the extra damage coming from those Ard students that we haven't even used yet. Okay, they're Oneiromancying into some more spawning. Okay, so this is perhaps more of the combo they were hoping to do, but without Iteran not going to be nearly as powerful. And yep, more spawning. Let's go with another round of Pincer maneuver here. Get our other Runeword. And get rid of maybe Pact. Then we'll try Runeword again here, and we're hoping for better luck, although we're not getting it. Aretuza Adept, we do have enough Patience units out there that this can get boosted up a bit. But we're looking for other Spellweavers, we still don't get any. Wow. Okay, guess we'll take another Adept. And we still have tons of damage. So we can get rid of you. Should be able to get rid of, I think, both the units they spawned in as well. And we'll just split our charges a little bit. That way, if they do have any form of removal, there isn't an obvious target for them to remove. And they just pass. So we'll take an easy round 1 win here. As you can see, the damage is just ridiculous. Let's get rid of the Ard Student. Again, I think a target for our tutors. Would maybe even do the same thing with Gerhart. Yeah, let's put him back in our deck. And because we're on even cards here, I think we can push. So let's go Pavetta to get back our Spellweavers. Which is another reason why we wanted to load up on more of them in round 1, so that way we had a ton back in our deck to tutor in for round 2. So not quite as good in that sense as we would have liked, but we should still have enough to do some damage here. This Telekinesis, very strong card. And more spawning. Alright, so now let's get those Spellweavers out. Same way we did in round 1. Amphibious Assault to get them boosted up to 8s. Making it hard for them to go down here. Okay, Megascope is strong, although that may not really be the unit that they want to create a bunch of copies of, even if it's easy to do so. So now let's go Land of 1,000 Fables. And with that, let's go Oneiromancy. And with that, let's grab more Spellweavers. And remember, of course, Oneiromancy is a spell, and therefore it is giving a bunch of charges to the Spellweavers. That means we should be able to deal a ton of damage here as well. Get rid of you guys, and almost get rid of Triss. Okay, Renew. We'll bring someone back here. It is Idoran. I mean, in some ways they would have preferred to have done that earlier, before they started with all their spawning. Round 2 of Renew, though. Okay, well, here is some of that spawning, so that makes sense. We could even Heatwave that Idoran if we really wanted to remove him, although I think we have enough damage that that's probably not necessary. So let's go Triss instead. And Runeword is the card we're looking for. Perfect. It's a spell, and in this case, yes, finally we get more Spellweavers. Round 2, more Spellweavers. I love it. Okay, so this is what I mean. With all this damage here, probably didn't need the Heatwave. Although we are going to run out of time here, unfortunately. By the looks of things, yeah. In fact, our turn timer ran out as we were using the charges on that Spellweaver, and because when your turn timer runs out, the game will auto-target something, we actually ended up hitting our own Spellweaver, so just needed to be a little bit quicker there. Okay, and Shock, another big card that we should have enough damage to get rid of. Spawns in more of these guys. And at this point, let's Yen. Just to get a few more charges, we'll get rid of Idoran. Let's get rid of Jacques as well. If we can, we want to try to level out everyone's strength to set up the Yen. But first, I want to be absolutely certain that we get rid of their most important cards. That probably means, well, getting everyone onto 1 power, I suppose, and then damaging everyone simultaneously with Yen. Now they think we're BMing, but no, there is reason to do this. Alright, perfect. Now Yen gets rid of all of them. And they just pass and give up, because they have seen enough. Which, after all of our damage we just had, is pretty understandable, I suppose. So there you have it. It's that strong. They can't even score any points on us. So there's a look at a ridiculously high damage Northern Realms deck using some of the new cards for the dual casting seasonal event. If you liked the video, then make sure to hit the like and subscribe button, and leave a comment down below to let me know which other cards, archetypes, and factions you'd like us to experiment with next. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.